Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I am going to explain that how to start your spousal PR application online. So if you have already seen our previous videos, then you would know that I have already sponsored my wife to Canada and she became the permanent resident in just 10 months. So IRCC launched this new online portal in July 2021, but recently they have made it mandatory to apply through online portal only. So now let's see how to begin and start your application online. So this is the complete guide which has all the required links and descriptions you would need to know in order to start your online application. So there are mainly 6 steps you need to check to understand the whole process, but don't worry, I will explain each and everything one by one. So the first thing is to get your application kit. This way you will know that which are the forms you need to fill out for your application. Then after that you have to gather all the required documents, complete the application online, make the payment and double check all the informations you have filled and the proofs which you are providing in your application, and finally just submit the application. So I will start from step 1, which is get your application kit. I will click here and I will just click on get your application package. If you scroll down, there are some options to select. So first thing is that who are you sponsoring. So I will select my spouse. What country does the person being sponsored live in. So I will just write India for an example. And what other countries the person you are sponsoring have lived in. So if they have lived in some other countries as well or have multiple passports, then you can select that country. I'm just leaving it blank here, and then click on this button, get checklists and forms. I can now see the forms which are required for my application if I am sponsoring only my spouse to Canada. The first one is checklist, which tells you the documents and proofs you need to gather for your application. This checklist is not only for your reference, but you must also fill and upload this checklist with your online application. In the beginning, many people used to forget to upload this checklist and IRCC returned their file without giving them AOR. So make sure that you are uploading this checklist along with your application. Then you have some forms filled by the sponsors, but they must be uploaded by the principal applicant or of course in principal applicant's online account. You need to download, complete, digitally sign and upload these forms. Then there are some forms which need to be filled by the principal applicant. Then we also have country specific requirements. So for India, they need your travel history. So for that, you have to fill the form IMM 5562. So I have already covered this step 1, which is to get your application kit. Now the second step is to gather all the required documents. So for this, you can either refer on this web page or you can also refer your checklist which you have in your application package. So when you click on this step to gather your documents, the first point is use a checklist to make sure that you send all the documents you need to submit. And it also says that only submit the documents that applies to your specific situations. And for any documents which are not in English or not in French, then you must attach a certified translated copy which is English or French. Then you have proof of communication documents such as your text messages, your social media chat screenshots, emails. So I have already made a separate video on this topic, so you can refer that video from the channel. Then you have some country specific requirement and your birth certificates, police certificates and your photos and so on. So please make sure that you are referring your checklist and providing all the required documents to IRCC. I hope the step 2 is also clear, and now we will move on to the step 3, which is complete the application. So I'll just open this link into the new tab, and it says that use a checklist to prepare the forms. So basically these are the forms which must be filled by the sponsors. The first one is application to sponsor sponsorship agreement and undertaking IMM 1344. The second form is sponsorship evaluation and relationship questionnaire IMM 5532. And if you are only sponsoring the dependent child, that you must also fill out these 2 forms. The first one is sponsorship evaluation IMM 5481 and the second one is financial evaluation, which is IMM 1283. And if in case the child is traveling without both the parents, then you must also fill out this form IMM 5604. And along with these, there are two more PDFs which you need to fill. The first one is user representative form, which is IMM 5476, and the second one is your checklist IMM 5533. Then these are the digital forms which must be filled by the principal applicant on the online portal. Now the next process is to create an online account. But the question is, who should create this account? Is it the sponsor or the principal applicant? So as per the latest information on IRCC website, it says the person being sponsored, which is principal applicant, must sign in or create a permanent resident account on the online portal. Here you have the link to create a new online account. Once you click on this link, it will take you to the next page. And here are some information about what you can do on this portal. So for those who are going to create a new account, this instruction is for you, that you should only create a new account if you are starting a new permanent resident application. Signing up is very easy. You can just create a new account, and once that is done, you can just log in here by using the login ID, principal applicant's login ID and password, and just click on the sign in button. So I have logged in using my wife's user ID and password. She was the principal applicant in our case and I was the sponsor. And this is how the online PR portal looks like. So when you scroll down, you will see a few tabs here. I'm seeing more because I am using my wife's credential, and she already became permanent resident last year. So for now, you just have to focus on this tab, which is application for permanent resident. It says that you may either start a new application for permanent resident or view an application which you have already started or submitted. So here's the button to submit, to start a new application, and when you click here, it will take you to the next page. In this section, you can complete your forms, upload your supporting documents and information, review your information carefully, and submit your application. Make sure to include all the documents needed for your program you are applying under. Use the document checklist to make sure that you don't miss any required documents. To get started, you have to make a few selection here. So first one is program under which you are applying, that will be family. Category under which you are applying, that will be spouse. And are you applying under, so I will select outside Canada because I have sponsored my wife from India. And this is the like your application title, so you can just write anything here. Here is the list of forms which you need to fill, but you only need to fill those forms which are in your application kit. Some of them are in PDFs, let's say IMM 1344, so you download them from here, fill, digitally sign and upload it back. And some of the forms are to be filled online, let's say IMM 0008, they can be filled directly on this online portal. So you can just go through your application kit and see what are the forms you need to fill. And once you are done with all the forms, you need to upload your proofs and supporting documents here as per the checklist, and do not forget to upload your complete checklist form too. You see a list of document here, so please upload which is applicable in your case, and if you need to upload more documents, you can always upload those documents into the other document type here. Fourth step in this process was to make the payment, so you don't forget to make the payment and upload your receipt here. And here are some instructions on how you can pay the fees to IRCC. Step 5 was double check your application so that you don't miss anything. And the last step, step 6, is to submit the application. But before you do that, read the declaration form and digitally sign it. Come back here and click on the submit your application button. That's it. Now you have to wait for your process to get completed. You can also try to get your tourist visa if you want, but you have to make a strong case for that. I was able to bring my wife here in Canada on tourist visa, and I have already explained the whole process in my previous videos, so you can check those as well. I will make some more videos on how to fill all these forms, so stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.